So Biden is now president-elect. What does that mean for the immigration world? What does that mean for you and I? And how is the first 100 days going to look once he takes office? Let's talk about that. Hi, I'm Andrea Shev, and I'm the managing attorney at Shev Law Group in Los Angeles, California. I've been doing immigration law for almost 20 years now, and I've put together a ton of videos for all of you so you can get clear, concise, easy to understand information on all types of immigration issues. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified every single time a video comes out. There is so much going on in the immigration world right now. You don't want to miss out on the latest news. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. Okay, let's jump in here and talk about what we think that the immigration world will look like under President Joe Biden. Now, I want to be very clear during this video that I'm going to try to focus on what the realistic expectations are of the Biden administration versus what all the promises that we hear in the media are. Because just because things are said that will happen, the speed that they will happen is not necessarily going to be the speed that we all hope that they will happen. So let's jump in here and start talking about what we think the first 100 days of Joe Biden's administration will look like moving forward. Okay, it is really important for us to first focus on the differences of the Trump administration versus the Biden administration. Now, we can see, hindsight is 2020, so we know exactly what the Trump administration did. We only know what the Biden administration says they're going to do. But I have to tell you that the Trump administration put into effect over 400 policy procedural changes over the course of the 4 years. That's in addition to the executive orders and everything else that he did with regard to immigration. There was an intense focus by the Trump administration towards changes to the immigration system in the United States. Now, will Biden have that same intensity and focus on the immigration system in the United States during his 4-year administration that Trump had? Because he will need to have that kind of laser focus and determination and spend that much time as Trump did in order to be able to reverse and change and modify all those policies, executive orders, and changes that the Trump administration did during that term. So that's something we're just going to have to wait and see. But now let's talk about the distinction between executive orders and policy and rule changes. Now, executive orders are orders that are really carried out under the executive branch. They really don't involve Congress or any kind of legislative process. So when Biden takes office, he will likely in the first 100 days reverse most of President Trump's executive orders, including the executive order by President Trump banning certain Muslim countries from entering the United States. Those executive orders will be likely attacked immediately by President Biden when he takes office in January. But with regard to policies and procedures and rules that have to go through legislative processes or judicial review, those type of policies are going to take time. Now, President Biden has said that he's going to attack within the first 100 days or move towards making DACA permanent legislation. He wants to focus on stopping the wall being built. He wants to redirect those funds to better border patrol. He wants to stop the stay in Mexico policy that's been put into place for asylum seekers. He wants to freeze deportation during 100 days in order to reprioritize who is getting deported and who is not getting deported and who is the focus. He has said all these things. He's also said that he wants to take care of getting rid of the public benefit rule or the public charge rule that was put into place. But we have to be realistic, and we have to remember that even though he has stated that these are all priorities for him, he has a pandemic that he has to deal with too during these first 100 days, which is crushing this country. So therefore, it's, I don't know if immigration is going to be the forefront of what he does. So with that being said, I think we have to be more open-minded and understand that he will probably likely go after the easy ones, easy meaning the ones that he can reverse quickly, but the ones that he needs to actually take time and work through a process to review and change, those are going to happen over the 4-year period. And we have to be patient, and we have to hope that the Biden administration, like I said before, has the laser focus and the dedication and the time to deal with immigration issues like the Trump administration did on the other side. So with all that being said, I ask those of you out there that are sitting there thinking that as soon as President Biden takes office, there's going to be radical changes to the immigration system. I beg you to manage your expectations, because there is a lot that needs to be done, and there's a lot that was done under the President Trump administration that needs to be reversed and changed. And he has tons of priorities on his plate. And I am not 100% sure that immigration is at the very top of that list. So we all have to buckle down, and we have to manage our expectations and understand that we will take what we can get as it comes. I will be here for sure to let all of you out there know as it unfolds and as it changes. And I am hopeful that he will take it as a priority, especially in the first 100 days, to get rid of some of the things that have been devastating. Now, one thing I have to say to all of you out there, because I deal a lot with the employment side of immigration, that there has been not really any talk, almost at all, with regard to work visas, H-1Bs, O's, P's, L's, all those visas. There has been no talk in the Biden administration about how those are going to be eased or changed, or the H-1Bs modifications that we've talked about in the last few weeks with prevailing wage increases and a new way of prioritizing H-1Bs, how that will be drastically changed. I don't believe, and this is my personal opinion, I don't believe that's going to be a high priority of President Biden. Hasn't been spoken about very much with regard to making that a focus. So we can only keep our fingers crossed and hope that the public, meaning the U.S. companies and universities, continue to use their voice and their legal prowess to move the administration and move the courts to be more realistic and more rational when it comes to reversing or changing or canceling these crazy policies that have come into place in the last weeks. Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some information, and I will be here along with you watching as this all plays out. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe right now and hit that notification bell. And I look forward to seeing all of you next time.